good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech, the
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
good morning, everybody. Numero uno, yes. Good morning. It's been a very interesting weekend. But
Man,
let us know where you're tuning in from before we get started. Before we get into it, we want to know. We want to know where you're tuning in from, and thank you always for the support. We definitely appreciate y'all. All right. I got Darcel in the building. Got Operation
hey,
Tech Team over
hey,
here too. Peace and blessings, family, as always. Thank you so much for rocking with us. And Darcel, thank you so much. I don't know if you guys were there Saturday, but we had a really good episode um, with Terrence, the husband of Shanae, uh, aka recruiter cousin. He was just sharing his story about marriage and tech and everything in between. A very good conversation. So, man, it was enjoyable for sure. Had some technical difficulties then, and try to avoid that now because I saw
yeah,
the
yeah.
signs. I saw the signs, and I was like, "Oh nope, not happening
Hey,
again."
man.
So I said,
That's
let me come."
yeah. You was clutch on that. You saw something happening. You're like, hey, let's real quick. Let me get this done real quick.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I got to tackle this right now. So that's exactly what happened. Good morning, man. Thank you. Good Crystal's in the building. Happy Monday
Hey,
indeed. Happy Monday indeed. So glad that you're rocking with us this Monday, man. Where do we get begin trade with this weekend? This weekend had a lot going on.
dude. I mean, we had some we had some historic stuff happening this weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a bunch of wildness going on, man. I don't know where you want to start, bro, but we can start wherever.
yo, I don't know, but I got Mitch in the building saying, "Yo, what up, Mitch? What up? The
What's
family
happening?
is here. The Data Daddy is here. Let's call him Data Daddy. Hey, he's here. He's in the building. So
That's
glad to see
wild.
you, man. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Crystal said, I took a nap and woke up to pure chaos. What day
Oh
was that?
snap,
Was that talking about
Crystal.
Saturday or Sunday?
You gotta tell us a little bit about that, Crystal. OMG.
Oh, yes, please. Put it in the comment section. What was your chaos? What was your chaos? Let me start by saying that Friday was cool. Saturday literally was us going out with our friends, and we had basically went for their 1 year old's birthday party. We got to the house, ate, had cake and stuff like that, and then we went to a splash pad nearby them, which is pretty cool. I put it up on social media. Kids had a blast. And Saturday, Crystal said Saturday was when her chaos happened. Um,
Ensued.
and so I could assume that's the same thing where basically we got news reports of deletion attempts because of the algorithm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait a second, what? And it was just very weird everything that
Yeah, it
was coming
was.
out at that time. And I was like, oh boy, what a time to it was crazy. It was crazy. But we definitely want to give our and hearts and thoughts and prayers with the family of anybody that was injured or unfortunately was impacted with the deletion of their life um, at that particular scene. And so that was one of the things that we definitely I want to say before I kind of get into it. But yeah, that was crazy. Among other things. Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah,
I'll
dude.
yeah, let you go ahead.
Yeah, it was, man. I was what happened? Oh, so yeah, Friday was pretty standard, man. Not too much going on, but then I don't know what happened. Our AT&T internet, dude, the I can't think of what it's called, but anyways, the internet was just down, and
Mm,
I could not. I did everything, couldn't do anything. So I low key went to bed kind of a little early on Friday, just because I was like, well, let me get this rest in. Then I was trying to complete something, but I was like, let me just go and get this rest in. But then Saturday, um, spent the morning with like trying to get AT&T on and all that kind of stuff. Actually, yeah, that happened. Yeah, Saturday. So, um, trying to get them on. I had a baby shower to go to,
yeah.
and yeah, man, I got home from that, man, and yeah, I got the um saw the news and I was like, wait, what? So then I get on Google and I check out one of the videos, and I will say this. Don't judge me, y'all. At first, I was thinking, like, yo, this looks like WWE when you know how they go down and then they squeeze the packet and then they come up, it's
Oh
like
yeah,
blood all on the stuff. I'm like, yo, this looks like WWF going on. And then I watched it again. I'm like, oh wait, okay, oh wow, yo, this is crazy. But at first I did. I
yeah,
thought it was I thought it was some kind of stunt or some, to hype up the crowd. I didn't know because I wasn't looking at it
yeah.
as a sense of like what was going on. It was just like seeing it and seeing like all the stuff. But
And the
anyways, yeah, it
reaction
was
from those
pretty crazy.
around, everybody didn't really move. Like, I mean,
Nah,
I guess it's us as a people. We scatter.
yeah.
We run.
Hey,
we,
hey, you would have seen so many black bodies going across the screen.
yeah. The teleprompter, the
No,
guy's
that's
on
facts.
teleprompter, he's gone. Everybody would be out. So for me, I
That's
was just like,
facts, bro.
it was very interesting. That part was very interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna go to the comment section real quickly because
Yeah, yeah.
we'll let Crystal talk, and I'll definitely get you back on. But basically, Crystal said, "Yes, my brother said, called yelling, they got your boy. There's no way to wow up prayers to everyone affected. Absolutely,
Yeah.
so hard to take anything seriously these days." And Mitch said same thing. Me too, Trey. You not alone. LOL.
Yeah.
Um, Crystal was like, I was like, nobody ran. Yeah, I was watching it again like a couple times. I'm like, if I heard it, I heard more
Yeah,
from the crowd than those that are on the
well, a lot of people
stage.
heard it.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I guess they was trying to hang in there. Not your boy. I would have using bodies and everything. Hey,
yeah, I think I would have, especially I know there's kids there too. I would have
yeah,
grabbed a
man.
kid and ran. Let's like especially my own.
Let's
We're
dip.
gone, we're gone. So it's hard to say about that, man, in regards to just like from the optics, right? It's really hard
Yeah.
to say. But again, thoughts and prayers for everybody affected by that. It just kind of was a crazy day. But the weekend was honestly insane for multiple reasons as well. Because I just got text messages about like, dang, we lost this celebrity, we lost this person, and I'm like, what do you mean? And did you see that going
I
around?
didn't.
All right. Well, just to
Mm-mm.
keep you kind of abreast, there's a few people that passed away this weekend. And so I'm going to just share my screen real quickly with y'all.
That's
But
wild.
yeah, we lost a few people this weekend. Richard Simmons is
Oh,
not with
snap.
us any longer. Yeah. And Shannon Daughtry as well passed away. She was battling with breast cancer on and off, for those who didn't know. And this is by US Weekly. But it was just kind of like getting news after, like negative news continuously. This right here is Shelley Duvall as
Mm.
well. Miss Ruth, I don't know if you remember Dr. Ruth. This was just kind of coming in one by one, but it was really kind of a crazy sort of like weekend in regards to just random uh, things. Also, yeah, Jacoby Jones as well.
Yo.
Um, he passed away this weekend. It was just kind of like one thing after another. Yeah. Super Bowl champion. He actually died in his home in Houston. So I was just like, I don't know what's going on,
Yeah,
but
that's crazy.
this weekend just had that going on.
Little,
So
yeah, a little extra
yeah,
stuff happening. Yeah, that's
yeah.
wild.
And speaking of Houston, I forgot to say this, and I'm definitely gonna pass it back to you, bro, to add some more. But thoughts and prayers for those that are still dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane I can't pronounce anything
Barrel.
right, Barrel. But anybody that's dealing with that, thoughts and prayers. There were so many people that lost electricity this week alone, um, who were affected by that, especially in the Houston area and other parts of the United States. So we definitely do not want to forget. If you're a person that knows us, if you're in the network, reach out, let us know if you need anything, and we'll try our best to support, because it's yeah, yeah. And Mitch said it too right there. He said, yeah, I heard still no power in some areas, and that's true.
Yeah.
So that's and nowadays you need everything. You can't even work without
Need
that
it
sort of
all.
stuff. You need it all, right?
Yeah.
So that ain't
And
definitely
it's hot
thoughts and
and it's
prayers.
hot.
That too. You know, I'm gonna pass it back to you because I had a thought about it, but I want to pass it to you that you talk some more.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, luckily the baby shower that I was at this weekend, it was actually a friend of ours who they actually live in Houston right now. So I was able
Mm,
to chat with her a little bit about that, and yeah, so it really is still a little bad down there. Um, you know, luckily for her, hers came back like that Wednesday. Or actually that Tuesday, my bad, that Tuesday. So she's been she's been pretty good so far. But yeah, that was it's still pretty bad down there, man. It's
yeah,
it's wild.
yeah. So we definitely try to support as best as we can, as a show. And they say silver and gold have I none, but what I mean by that is that we have a ton of stuff, but we'll try our best to honestly support. So definitely do that. Now we're gonna get into the show. Uh, really quickly here. We're gonna get into the show, and there's gonna be some stuff here. Feel free to chime in. Like always, you could definitely call into the show if you are interested in doing so, and that's specifically for people that are on YouTube. And so I'm going to drop the link below. If you want to go ahead and come over to the YouTube side, feel free to do so. You can click the link and you could be able to join the show. It periodically will be dropping by, so definitely check out for that. And unfortunately, not only will the show link drop, but unfortunately, people were dropped from a very popular company. And we're going to dive into that story right now, talking about these recent layoffs.
Yeah, man. Into it. Mass layoff actually has reached up to 1,800 employees. So while they're it's crazy, while they're planning to hire the same number of new workers in a major reconstructing effort that's really focused around AI, right? About it's 18,000 is about 10% of their workforce, right? So that's what they're looking at doing here is 1,800 employees. But basically, the Intuit CEO they really put more emphasis on the importance of leveraging AI technology for the global innovation of what they're trying to do. And so the layoffs that they're doing is actually a part of a strategy to allocate more investments to critical areas to support the customer growth. So that's really what they're trying to do there. Um, they're expecting a overall head count to increase in 2025, but right now, they're cutting some people off. They're expecting or actually, what they're when it comes to the restructuring, it is actually including performance-based departures, and so a reduction in executive positions as well. So the people who are at the bottom, when it comes to performance, that's who they're kind of getting rid of and things like that. Now, into it, they plan on accelerate investments in AI, power finance assistance. So that's what they're looking at, and then they're going to hire new talent with AI expertise. Interesting, interesting. So yeah, right now this restructuring, it provides an opportunity for Intuit to really trim underperforming staff and then leverage AI as far as this upcoming revolution and stuff like that. So yeah, it looks like uh that's what they're doing. So about 58% were due to underperformance as far as the layoffs. So now, since they're going to hire the same amount back, do y'all think this layoff is even necessary? I mean, I don't know. Do you think they could have took some time? Here's how I'd be thinking sometime. Like, could you have took some time to have someone come in and train certain people, maybe top performers around AI, and then take some time to try and get the people who are already there up to standard, and then maybe go from there? Or are they doing it the right way? Hey, cut the people at the bottom right now, and then the new people that we're hiring, keep them with the AI. Like, they already have AI experience, they already know what's going on. What do y'all think? You're muted, Joseph.
Yeah, like were the Intuit layoffs warranted? Yeah, that's a question right there. Uh, so there's a lot of things that I was looking at this. First of all, I always think about people first. Man, there's people that have families, the people that were about to
Hmm.
retire. Um, I actually know a couple people that were affected by this layoff one way or another. One person saw the signs and they actually were able to get a job prior to the layoffs happening. Two of the people that were more or less contracted with the company, um, with a company that was working on behalf of Intuit, they were unfortunately affected by this as well. So I definitely I see that, and some of those performers were bringing in money. They were
Yeah.
performing well in regards to the output that they had. So it's tough because what I was thinking about the most was doing more research on this. About 1,050 of the 1,800 were considered people that were underperforming. Right. Again, that kind of goes to that 58%. If people were laid off at this particular time, and then they try to apply for another job, and then the narrative is that okay, you were let go because you're underperforming, would it make it harder for those individuals to be
Mm.
hired someplace else?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I saw actually a skit from somebody that was on my show, kind of talking about it in a way where this person said, "Oh no, I'm not. I'm part of the 1800. I'm part of 1801. I was a separate situation. I was actually charged with embezzlement." And they basically kind of said, "Oh, embezzlement? Okay, that's not that bad." Like kind of putting like a little bit of a like it
Yeah.
was a farce, like saying like But that's the thing I was thinking about the most is like this stain, and it was said in the comment section here. Yeah, definitely that partnership with human and AI. I think that honestly is the place to go to make humans more efficient at their job instead of replacing. That's my
Yeah.
personal opinion. But there's a lot that goes on to it. A lot of when it comes to just the fact that you know, these are people that have children and families and things of that nature, and to be labeled with an unperforming tag could be unfair. Could be unfair, But
It's possible
neither neither here to say.
because
I'm Yeah. Go ahead.
I know it's a really that's where I mean I think you got to really lean in on the managers and the people who are like over the individuals, right? Because then you also have the side of, man, what if I've been telling them? Like, what if I've been
That's my next
like
point.
letting
Yeah.
them know? You know what I mean? Like, yo,
Yeah.
we got to figure something out here, and then you're still coming in late. You're still like leaving early. You're still taking longer lunches and not actually looking to do it, because there's a difference, right, between hey, I don't quite have it, but I'm doing everything I can, versus
Hmm.
hey, I'm sliding by, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a big difference, and so
Yeah.
there's that side too. And,
Yeah.
and, and if that's the side you're on, yeah, you out of here, bro.
That's what I was gonna say too. There's a lot of people that probably were working there that have been allegedly, that's my thoughts, who have been there for a
Mm,
long time, and they got comfortable. And the problem is
yeah,
when you get comfortable, you tend to try to do certain things or let certain things slide by. And if you think about it, like as a CEO or a leader of a company, because this was from the exec, this is as you read, this was something that happened from the top level down in regards to just restructuring. If you want to grow as a company and if you want to be, get the best that you can, the pruning that's going to be involved. That's even in our own lives. There's certain things that we got to shake off and change. So when it comes to the underperformance side, that's the other place I was thinking about it. As a company, you have to be profitable. You have to find ways to improve. And so if this is part of what they're proving as a company, what could I say? But
exactly.
well, yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm going to go through the comment section. If you want to add anything else while I
Oh
put up
no,
the comments,
I
that's
mean,
fine.
yeah, I don't know. Familiarity breeds comfortability, and that might not necessarily be a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's get through
And
these comments. Let's see.
yeah, and I have one LinkedIn user. Sorry, sometimes it doesn't come through clearly, but one LinkedIn user said that they could have just invested in training their current staff to be AI savvy. These are people, not just numbers. Yeah, and that's what I think they're doing. That's what they said in the article is that for those that are remaining at the company, because again, just to put in perspective, they have 18,000 employees. So
Yeah,
those that were let go were about 10%, right?
1800. Mm-hmm.
The 1800 were let go. So they're definitely, if they're bringing in AI, they're using it in a way to make the remainder more efficient, and also to take some away those mundane tasks so that they can be more efficient as well. They didn't, again, there was about 10% of the workforce that was let go. It's a huge amount when you think 1800, but in light of those that are remaining, it wasn't as huge compared. But again, and this is why it's such a hard conversation, because you can see where the
You got to
company
know a
needs to
little bit
go.
more.
Yeah, you see where the company needs to go, and you see where how people are affected by it. Um, I don't. Again, in my conversation that I had with people, not all those people were underperforming. Um,
Mm,
so it's a really kind of hard conversation, but it's one of those things that when we talk about it, it helps us to kind of see things in a certain way and move accordingly. So that's why these conversations. I know the chat, y'all are having questions, but feel free to keep on chiming in to the conversation. And if you guys have conversations by yourself as well, we welcome that as well. So definitely put that in there. I don't know if I put this up before, but Crystal said my company has shifted and made it mandatory for everyone to be trained and certified in AI. And that's
yeah,
I'm actually interested to find out more about that. When they say certified in AI, what kind of AI tool are they referring to that you need to be certified in? That's actually a good idea though, in regards to say, hey, everybody, we decided to take some time to do research and find X, Y, and Z tools, get going, get learning these tools so that we can be better as a company. That's
yeah.
that's something that I think works for
And
sure.
sometimes that can be the difference, like sometimes that can, like, oh, you learned about one tool and now that tool has helped you up the things you're doing. And so, that can always help for sure.
Oh, okay, machine learning in general, machine learning like neutral language processing mainly. Okay, that's great. That's great. Yeah, the fact that they're like, hey, you know, learn this, because what's going to do is make you more valuable in the end.
Yeah,
So that's a win-win situation. And also said would want to cut down on ChatGPT since the risk of organization data. That is actually a very good point, and that's something that we're going to
for
talk
sure.
about later in the conversation. So everybody, stay put. Don't go anywhere. And if you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to Talk That Tech. You can see it scrolling at the bottom there at youtube.com/ at Talk That Tech Show, because we're going to be talking about that subject actually in a few. But before
Yeah,
we do, we got our show within a show, the bulletin board, and this segment is proudly sponsored by Black Tech Global, our premier source of everything upcoming events. It's not just tech events; it's business events in there. So definitely check it out for yourself. I'm going to do this lightning speed round because I want to make sure that we get you guys onto the next segment that we're talking about today. But first things first, we got a lot going on. And starting first is this upcoming event coming this week, actually. It's coming the 16th, which is tomorrow, to the 18th. That's Black Tech Week in Cincinnati, Ohio. So if you're in the
hey,
area, yep, check it out for yourself. If you're in the Cincinnati area, you can go down and see what it's all about. As you can see, Issa Rae, a few other people are going to be there. Student events, students are going to be there as well. And this actually is a comprised of an expo, a business development day, a career fair, and VC matchmaking. So there's a lot of things going on there. This is for those that are also in business as well. Again, this is going to be the 16th to the 18th, and the cost is around $200. So you want to check that out for yourself if this is something that is of interest to you, and if you're in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. So real quickly, we also have the Afrotech meetup that's happening in Cincinnati as well, and this is around the 18th. So if you're unable to make the other one, or if you want to double dip, definitely check out this one. It's going to be again in Cincinnati, Ohio. $10 for this meetup. This event is going to be sponsored by Blavity, the people that founded Afrotech. So if that's something that you're interested in, check it out for yourself. We also do have Austin Tech Industry Mixer that's happening. This is going to be ending soon in regards to ticket sales this Thursday from the 20th to the 25th. And so if this is something that's of interest to you, go ahead and check the website out. As always, beautiful time, beautiful people. And this is not just for people that are quote unquote black. If you are interested, there's other people as well that are part of this event. This is a great time to network and connect and also learn and grow. So definitely, if it's something that's of interest to you, check this out for yourself. Tech is back, and they are doing a connection as well in Philly. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, New Jersey, tri-state area, and you can make this event, this is actually going to be happening on a monthly basis. As you can see, the 18th of July, but also in August, September, October, and the times go on. $0 to $10 to connect. This is sponsored by Shannon Morales and Trabaja. What up, Brandon? I see you on IG. And so this event, check this out for yourself if you want to be connected to the Versatech family. Great way to connect. And you can see the lovely pictures there. Good times. Oh, yeah, we got family in the building. We got family in the building. So definitely check in if that is in your area. Next, and we're almost done, y'all. So stay with me here. Next, we have Career Connect Resume, right? Career Connect Resume. This is happening going to be the Thursday, the 18th as well. To get ready to boost your Career Connect resume review and recruiter mixer. So recruiters are going to be in place, and this is in Dallas, Texas. Definitely check this out if you are interested in this. This is cost might be around $25 for this event, but check this out if you are in the DMV area, and you could see for yourself. There's a coaching connect introduction to Byte Black and Technology, right? Recruiters, coaches, and other things as well. So definitely check that out for yourself. Last but not least, and this is actually more of a cause that we can support, but this is Baltimore Ocean Bowl games, and this is for the young people, right? This is for the youth,
What?
those that want to be part of the STEM project that's happening. This is happening actually with a good friend Roman, who has a whole program dedicated to helping young people who are interested in science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics to basically participate and do different things. They create their own games. So this is something that you definitely, if you want to invest into this, feel free and donate. So far, 11 supporters have, but let's get that up to 7,500. Those that want to donate to this cause of spreading this awareness. Again, that's it for the bulletin board. This was sponsored by Black Tech Global. In regards to the website, go to blacktechglobal.com for more so that you can be able to see all the events that are in your area and participate if you're interested in that. We want everybody to have something, right? So that's why we share this with everybody. But yeah, so there's a lot going on, brother man. There's a lot going on in this week, as this weekend was packed enough. There was something that actually happened years ago that is now coming to light with a major telco company. And with that one, I'm going to let you speak about it, sir. Nope, lost you there.
Yeah, sometimes you try and hide things, and they end up coming to light, and that's what's happening here. AT&T, they had a data breach, and here's some aftermath that has gone down as well. So, data of nearly all AT&T customers, almost all of them, was downloaded from a third-party platform security breach in 2022. All right, we're in 2024. So this has been a minute. And by the way, quick caveat. What I was telling y'all earlier about my internet being down Friday and then going into Saturday, I was thinking about this. I'm like, man, am I even in my account anymore? Did somebody get in my stuff? Like, what's going on? Because it was showing I'm online, but it was not connecting to anything. None of the TVs, nothing. But it was all green. So, anyways, I was thinking about this data breach. I'm like, dang, but it didn't have nothing to do with it. Anyway, approximately 109 million customer accounts were impacted by the breach. The compromised data does not contain sensitive information like social security numbers or date of births. Interesting. But AT&T's internal investigation revealed that compromised data included records of calls and texts between May 1st of 2022 and October 31st of 2022. Now, the incident was limited to an AT&T workspace on a cloud company's platform called Snowflake, and cybersecurity experts warn about the risks associated with storing a lot of information, a lot of data on cloud platforms. So right now, AT&T, they're working with cybersecurity experts to really understand like the nature and the scope of the breach. And so one person has been apprehended so far, though. So they getting busy, right? Like even though this was in 2022, they got somebody in the cuffs. Okay. And yeah, the breach was actually discovered in April of 2024, and it involved data, but involved data mostly from 2022. So interesting, right? Basically, I don't know if that was, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it said it involved data mostly from 2022. So I don't know if they still had some going on from 2023 and 2024. I don't know, but the question is, would the rise of in thefts keep you from purchasing different things, right? Maybe an electric car, maybe I don't know, all the things that are going around now, and all of this online and web, is that going to keep you from moving around, shaking and baking? I know I have aunts and uncles and older people in my uh, family that they really ain't like, they ain't purchasing nothing these days, right? Like they going around with gift cards from Walmart and all that kind of stuff. That's what they're using online and all of that. So are y'all doing this kind of stuff based on the things that are happening?
Yeah, no, I was thinking about this conversation earlier. So let me do some more research on this, because I was like, what kind of 2022 is a long time. And the
It
question
was
that I
a
was
long
thinking,
time,
yeah, I was thinking like, did AT&T actually know about the breach before it went public?
bro.
I was like, huh, because it was a
Somebody
long
did.
time, and it's now coming to light. And if that person knew and didn't tell, then they're not there probably any longer. But yeah, and the one thing I did see was that they actually probably had some cybersecurity protection around this, because AT&T is a huge company. They've been around for a
Yeah,
long time. They're very secure in a lot of ways. They don't play about a lot of different things. Trust me, I know from just trying to contact somebody there. It's not easy. So I won't be surprised if they did have some measure put in place. But again, as they said, allegedly sensitive information like birth certificates and things of that nature weren't released. But you know how people are sometimes, especially our older family members. They might send something to a family member via text that's a little bit sensitive. Like, hey, I can't figure out this thing. Here's my password. Can help me log in, whatever. So that could be the case. And I know the FCC is looking into this as well. And trying to figure out exactly what's going on. But that was my thoughts there. Cybersecurity family, if y'all are watching, what are your thoughts on this? Let me go to the comment section real quickly, because Mitch said something. Mitch said, if that's the case, might as well go back to cash for everything. No credit cards, debit cards, speaking in general. And then also Mitch mentioned, did you guys hear about the possible Disney attack? I'll have to look into that. I did
yeah.
did
It
not see that, the Disney
looks like
attack,
it's
but
about the same stuff, man.
yeah. And
Look,
I'm just saying, if you were, this might be a really good time to continue to push. If you guys are interested in cybersecurity, you you will probably be highly employed at this particular time. Just check it out.
yeah.
What up, Techo
Go
Drops in
ahead.
the building? What's good,
What's
family?
up? What's
What's
up? What's
good?
up?
Might be a good time for you to chime in as well. We're talking about the AT&T and now Disney. It seems like it's
Yeah,
happening every week, where there's somebody that's trying to attack these large companies. And again, I was mentioning AT&T, very secure in a lot of what they do. Um, like it's even like a problem trying to figure out uh, whose email address to email. That's how secure they try to be. But unfortunately, this news did come out. Allegedly, there are measures that were taken in place to allow them to cover, hopefully, a lot of what this breach allegedly said leaked. But again, this is not just them. There's a lot of companies. We talked about the casinos not too long ago, actually a
yeah,
while ago. And so this is something that's going to happen more. And I think what it just shows me, and I'm gonna pass it back to you, Trey, to give you something to add to it. But what it shows me that when we see problems like this happening, we talked about AI recently with just now with Intuit. We're talking about cybersecurity now. This kind of lets me know what sandbox people need to be playing in. right? In
Yeah.
regards to career moves and things of that nature. If you're in the AI space, continue to continue to grow in there. I know I'm going to continue to learn more about the space because it is still a little bit of the wild wild west. Even though there's mass adoption of it, it's still a little bit of like figuring out things here and there and new players in the game. But if like Crystal said, her job is forcing her to learn. If you can learn about this now, then you are in a good space, and so on and so forth. Technical Drop said I reviewed an article that 75% of vulnerabilities are exploited within 19 days, while companies patch them in 100 days. Oh boy! So this
Mm.
is so somebody might have patched this in 100. Somebody might have tried to patch this, but apparently this was discovered in 2024, but involved data mostly from 2022. Maybe they had access.
Wild.
Maybe that one breach that happened in April or March or whatever was able to give them access to what happened to 2022 data. Maybe that's what happened. Um, Again, this is all allegedly. Um, this is based off of the research that we've done. Whether we did research from Bloomberg, this is also giving credit to APN News and other sources that we looked at in regards to these topics. So definitely chime in if you have anything else you want to add. Crystal says I have questions for AT&T. I need to check. That sounds like that sounds like a fully loaded conversation
Hey,
that you need to have with the powers that be for sure. Crystal says, I have a question. Yeah, she says, I have a question for them. I need to check. That's too shady for me. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So, hey,
How long it's been?
as a consumer, you have a right to fight for your rights, for sure. But yeah, do you think that the AT&T knew about this breach before it went down, before it went public, I should say? So that's the question. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it back to you, bro.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I do. I think so. Like I think maybe if it wasn't everyone, some people up top did. That's for
Mm,
sure. And then, like you mentioned earlier, listen, if you're thinking about switching something up, cybersecurity is looking pretty solid. Just get. Seems like most people they start off in IT help desk. So go ahead and
yeah.
get that IT help desk in for some months, and then slide on over to cyber. And yeah, do your thing because right now they need it. You know.
Also, cloud engineers. I think this was
Yeah.
something that was talked about as well about the
Oh yeah,
concern
it
about
did.
having things in the cloud. I was just thinking about that after interviewing Terrence on our channel this past weekend. Terrence
Yeah.
Eckert, that would be another good space to look at. Like cloud engineers are going to be needed. And those that have also a bend in regards to what they've learned for cybersecurity, like having that tandem might be a really good thing. I don't know. I might there's some people in here that might be like, hey, that's not really a good way to work about it. Let's just have cloud engineers, cybersecurity separate. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm gonna put it up right now. Technical Drought says they all know before it goes public. They have to find a way to release it. And
Yes,
I hear
indeed.
that.
I cannot.
Uh
How can I not let this
yeah,
bleeding too bad
yeah.
show too bad?
Yeah, no worries, Crystal. Glad you're getting your workout in. She's on a treadmill. No
Yeah.
worries at all. Technical Drought says at the end of the day, how many people leave these companies for these breaches? Mm, good,
Like, do
good
you
point.
do you mean do you mean like getting cut, like getting fired? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the T-Mobile been breached for about 10 times that we know of, and and I'm still with them since
Oh, you
2005.
mean the consumer? Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
man.
yeah. The consumer's like, all right, just fix it,
Yeah, it's
please.
just unless you probably have like specific things happen to you like directly, uh most people it's just too much of a hassle. Like I'd rather complain about it and then keep moving than to actually do something about it.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like not direct. Now, if something happened directly to you, you're probably gone, right?
hmm
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's just too much hassle.
It's a challenging thing being a CEO in these days with cybersecurity. The thing about business is a lot long. Like you open your business, you're trying to provide a service, and there's somebody that's trying to poach it.
Yeah.
Like it's a hard time to be running a company. So again, I'm trying to be seeing it from both sides of the candle as it's being lit. But hey, people want to sue. and they want to do what they want to do.
Yeah,
Chris said that's true. Modern day cops and robbers, exactly. It's modern day cops and robbers. People are still ordering Ticketmaster. Remember we talked about that?
man,
People still
bro,
ordering
same day they was trying
yeah.
to.
Shit, like, wait, I still need to go to that concert.
Hey, they typed in Google. They literally Googled Ticketmaster. They saw all the pop-ups of the breaches, scroll right past that so they can go and get them tickets that they was trying to get that same day, man.
I mean, the NBA playoffs are still going on. Taylor Swift concerts were in the full effect, as Tech Coach Ralph said, so they had to get theirs. But hey, some people say, hey, I'm cool with it, and some people want to sue and get in it, and so that's the next conversation we have. We have two 80-something-year-old, kind of say their age, even though they're 80
It is what
something-year-old
it is.
journalists are suing ChatGPT. It's like join the line, right? Suing ChatGPT for alleged, and I'm going to say that word again, alleged, unfortunate, alleged plagiarism, right? And not in the exact way, but maybe in a way that you probably could get, which is basically that there are two journalists that allegedly, Nick Gage and Nicholas Baspin. So they're both Nicks, right? They are authors, they're journalists, they wrote a lot of content over the years. And what happened was that they basically decided, hey, let me tinker with this thing called ChatGPT, right? And what they realized is that, hey, this large language model was trained upon some of my writings. And that's what they alleged. And so they created this kind of class action lawsuit, or they're attempting to do so. They're trying to get other writers involved. But it does involve famous figures like John Grissom and George R. Martin. And basically they're going after OpenAI and Microsoft, saying, hey, listen, you're basically taking our writings without compensation, and you're putting it into this particular which, as they say, the machine that you call the AI, right? So, but and I did some research on this. I was checking out different articles that talked about it, and one of the things that was said was they considered it like highway robbery, like that, what where is the line between what is public work and what can we do? And you know, Microsoft's A division, chief executive of Microsoft's AI division, as to say, Mustafa basically said, hey, listen, that's fair use. Literally, there's a certain period of time where what you've written is now considered fair use, and it could be used, it could be reused or used for whatever content, because it falls within that fair use sort of category. And so that's the question is, and that's the question I have for everybody else is like, if it is fair use, do they really have a ground to stand on if it is fair use, right? However, if it's something that, let's say that there were references made in a new book to that book, like there's so many different ways that it can be a problem. And so that's the conversation I really thought was interesting that we could bring up here, is because we do have people that are creators here, people that do create things, and when it comes to IP, intellectual property, where is the line drawn? And so the New York Times actually sued, was if you remember a couple months ago, they actually sued OpenAI for plagiarism, a few months back.
Mm.
And so this is going to be an ongoing legal battle when AI continues to emerge. And I wish Rob Richardson could jump on to talk about it, because he's all about AI policy and responsible AI. And so that would have been a great conversation or a question for him. But I'll open it up to everybody in the chat. What are your thoughts on this? These do the two Nicks, these two journalists, authors, do they have grounds to stand on to sue OpenAI because of their work being stolen? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the
Mm.
chat.
It's interesting, man. I think the saying is history repeats itself. I think sometimes that happens. And so I would be personally interested to find out, did this kind of stuff happen when Google was first popping up?
Hmm.
Like when Google was first coming in, or maybe I don't know if Yahoo was first or whatever, but when they started coming on, was this stuff happening then? I don't know. But one thing is for sure, I also don't know about those type of laws and how they work. But what I do know is, if I'm outside and I'm recording a vlog and you're outside and you do something and I catch it on video and my stuff goes through the roof viral because you was out there wilding, like it is what it is. It's
It's your
mine.
footage.
Yeah, because you are in a public place. You are like, I can record you like that because you're in public. Now, there's some other things that can go on where, like, maybe if you're making a movie or something, like I have to get some waivers, but in my vlog, I can record you if you're in public. Now, I wouldn't just be literally pointing the camera at you, is not what I'm saying, but like if
Mm-hmm.
I'm recording and you happen to be in the recording and you're in public, in a public place, you can't do anything about it because you're in public. So I don't. But the thing is, I'm not clear on those rules as far as the internet
Yeah.
and the large language model that ChatGPT has and stuff like that. So I think we just really, yeah, maybe what Crystal is saying down here. I think they have to maybe get some more guidelines around that. Which again, for a large, didn't Microsoft join in with them some months back? Didn't they kind of get into a partnership or something? Is that the same company?
Yep. Yep.
ChatGPT.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
So
AI.
so
Yeah.
in
Mm-hmm.
my like I would just assume that they've went through all of this. You know what I mean? Like Microsoft has combed through like what are the possibilities. I'm pretty sure people suing them was a huge one, and so I I'm guessing that they already had that squared away as far as how to get around it or how it's not breaking the law or something like that before they hopped into cahoots with them. So
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably already got that like squared away. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's a problem.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go through the comment section right now. We got Krista that says large language models should be held accountable and provide references for when the data is pulled. And we know there's some that do that, like Perplexity,
Yeah,
um, and,
yeah.
and and others. So uh, more policies and regulations is always my answer. Always my answer. Apologies, I don't have your name here, but LinkedIn user, you can put your name if you comment again and put your name because it doesn't come through. But it says even patents expire, so I don't think these writers have a leg to stand on because their
Especially
works
if they
might have,
80.
yeah, the works that might have long past the time and are now public use, especially, as you mentioned about the age as well. Yeah. And just, yeah, good point from Tech Coach Ralph. So New York Times, those are the ones that actually sued OpenAI a couple months back for plagiarism. And I believe these writers are suing because they're not getting the credit or compensation for, I guess, feeding the large language model. That's what they're trying to say. And Tech Coach Ralph says plagiarism is the act of presenting someone else's work or ideas as your own without giving proper credit or acknowledgement. So in a way, that acknowledgement piece is probably what they're looking at as well. Like, hey, we were acknowledged for the work that we provided to the LLM. That's gonna be a lot of people. That's gonna be,
Mm,
ooh, I don't. That list will be very long. But I definitely see what you're saying there. Chat Coach Ralph says, does ChatGPT present it as their own work or ideas?
mm,
Give me pause because when it shoots out something, there's no credit that I see given. Perplexity, that's another platform. They do that's more for research though. They definitely give you the lead to the articles. They put it there so you can see where the sources are. I don't know, Trey. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe does the ChatGPT do that as well? Maybe I'm missing something there.
I like I haven't seen it, but that doesn't mean they're not. Like I don't know. What if they're on the back end and they have all that
Hmm.
stuff logged as well? I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, what
yeah,
if they just have a huge um, platform that holds all the names and all the things that they've used to, build it, and boom, there's your credit. And if you want to find it, you can, but it's in there. I don't know. I
yeah.
have no clue, bro.
And all this is allegedly. All this is allegedly, right? So LinkedIn user says also let us remember when using AI, you can choose to add or remove citations. Oh,
So it's
so that's an
possibly the
option.
case, same thing with them.
Yeah, they probably have that option, but did you enable it? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Crystal says a lot of times ChatGPT doesn't state where they're pulled data from, and also says you have to ask for reference, and sometimes it will say their AI pulled it from many sources. Gotcha, gotcha. So kind of mixing in what LinkedIn user says to form this thought, like, hey, this is not it's not that clear. It's not that clear where the sources are being pulled from. And Tech Coach Ralph says, well, they don't provide the sources, but I'm asking if they say that they are the one creating this info.
Yeah,
Because the AI
yeah,
has to get content from somewhere. I know it's not their own work. I agree too. I don't. I when I go to AI, I'm not thinking like, oh, look at this almighty, thing that has. No, I know that it's kind of gathered everything from different sources on the web that I couldn't gather quick enough to get the answer that I'm looking for. So,
right.
so that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts, bro?
Would they be mad if that is the case? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a tough one that I think will have to unfold over time. But one thing is for sure that I do know. I don't believe Microsoft would have gotten in like bed with them if they knew that they were going to like actually lose these cases
Yeah,
when it came down to that. I'm pretty sure they thought through those, and I'm pretty sure they have a pretty solid way of getting past them. Like
yeah.
they wouldn't put their name on the line for it. I don't believe. So they know something that we don't, and like it'll probably be unfolded, soon. So
Yeah, this shows another opportunity. If you're in the space of the political reign, if you're that's something that you're kind of doing, AI policy is huge right now. So getting in that space could
mm,
be a
mm,
huge space for you as well, because there's a lot of question marks. People know that it's a very powerful tool, and some people are excited about it, and some people are afraid. So just kind of
yeah.
having greater like understanding of that, especially if you're in the if you work in law, this is a great opportunity right now to kind of be an expert in this area. Good. Thank you, Christopher, for volunteering to report back to us next week about your findings. That would be actually excellent. I definitely appreciate that. Tech Coach Ralph also says it's the responsibility of the user for what they use it for, right? If I use AI for a video description versus for a school essay, yeah, yeah, then because that's true. Like if you use it for a school essay, um, and you're calling it your own work, right?
mm,
Then the plagiarism
mm.
kind of kicks in there, you know.
Yeah,
And so
and you will
that's
be kicked out.
yeah, you will fail that class, or you might fail that test, or you might be kicked out, depending on what it is that you what the laws governing the school say. So that is definitely something that we definitely keep the pulse on. Crystal, you got homework. So we'll see you next week Monday. We're talking about this as well, or chiming in or letting us know what you say. And just a reminder, y'all could click the button and call into the show. So Crystal, you might have to be our guest next week on the show, sharing what you found by clicking the link to StreamYard and jumping on, and we'll definitely talk a bit more about that subject next week. But one thing we're definitely gonna be talking about right now is this brown box special. It's short and sweet and also petite. I think you're definitely going to enjoy the story. I'm gonna pass it to Trey so he can talk about it real quick.
Tech Coach Rouse said Mitch is definitely AI. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Mitch,
Oh
you got
man.
5 minutes to respond.
He's coming up with a AI response.
Uh, straight from
AI would
ChatGPT.
AI, and by the way,
Man.
AI would definitely say that it's not AI. So
And it's
all
a proven
right.
guilty.
Yes. Brown box special. Okay. It says now this is from radio host Tom Lakis. All right. He says he was driving to work in Las Vegas and was unable to enter the garage where his parking place was. He was listening to the local radio station that he was actually on in the mornings,
Mm.
and they had announced that he'd gone on to pursue other opportunities. Shortly after that, someone came out to the car with a box of his personal items, and he wasn't allowed into the garage and couldn't visit the station. Um, that's it. Short and sweet brown box special, and they actually delivered his box to him. He didn't have to pack it. Cold as ice. Cold as ice. Like protecting the integrity of their station by saying that he went on to pursue other opportunities, which is that a lie or not? Because technically, if they fired him, he would have to go and pursue some other opportunities. That's cold-blooded, man. That's what I think. That's what they would call today nasty work. That's nasty
Yes,
work.
that's the definition of it. Listen, when you said it and read it, I had to read it myself. But it literally
Yeah,
said he was driving to work
yeah.
in
Listening to
Las
the own
Vegas,
station.
listen to the radio station. Like, I'm so excited
Yeah.
to get this day in and da da da. And his name was brought up, and they said he's pursuing other opportunities. And he's like, Tom is like, what
I'm on my
opportunities?
way.
I'm on my way to my opportunity. And he gets
Yo, man.
there, and the box of his stuff is out there. That is cold as ice. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness
bro.
gracious.
Cold as ice right there.
Cold as
That's
ice.
cold. You
Jeez.
know.
I'm rubbing my knee like I need icy hot. That's how cold it is. Man. I'm gonna have two ACs. I'm not sweating today, Techo drop, because it's cold. That was cold. That was cold. I was sweating on Saturday like crazy. But that was cold, man. I'm sorry that he had to go through that. Hopefully he was able to bounce back and have an amazing career someplace else. But man, when
Yeah,
somebody,
who knows? Maybe he started his own.
yeah, man. I mean, like, did he commit a crime? Like, what did he do that deserved that sort of treatment? Like, geez, it's tough. It's a cold world out there. Listen, y'all, he got a curbside delivery. Tech Coach Ralph said his boxes were delivered curbside. He said also he should join the show and let us know what happened. Hey, if you're
Yeah,
out there, Tom, and
let
you
us
want to
know.
come on by, definitely come on by and let us know. We could share your story because Brown Box Special and the purpose of this, and I'll say this, is to sometimes make us cry, sometimes make us say wow, but it also humanizes those that, like ourselves, I can speak for myself, have been through a
Yeah,
layoff.
same,
And
same.
yeah, you were that was your story to get into tech. I remember just kind of being in a layoff, right? And you're like, man, this hurts. So the brown box special is supposed to bring some sort of healing to that wound by letting you know that you are not alone. You are not alone. That's it. I don't want to get sued. So that's all I'm gonna say. But but yeah, so let us know if you have any brown box specials. Maybe we need to create a link and put it somewhere so y'all could just go ahead and drop your brown box specials. Because I'm pretty sure that either you have been through a layoff, or you have been fired, or you have left a job, or there's somebody that you know that have done the same. But either you popped your brown box or your brown box that's actually doesn't sound right. I'm not gonna say that.
God dog.
But let's leave that alone. But all I'm gonna say is you have a story to tell. I would love to hear your story. Um, Mitch said stop.
Uh,
Take your drama. Mitch go back and forth. I love it. I love it. Man. Oh, almost put my hands in the air.
he was talking about when you were singing, and then
Yeah,
Mitch
that's
said, "Stop it."
Mitch said no. And I'm gonna I'm gonna go back a little bit here, but Mitch made a hilarious comment that I think is worth us laughing about. He said AI will not entertain your foolishness, Tech Coach Ralph. So I'm not gonna use AI to tell you if I'm real or not. Oh man, hilarious. Love it. This is what keeps the show fun, is because of the audience. Y'all are what the show is about. It's not about us, really. We just provide the topics and let you rip and run. So thank you so much, everybody. OTTO, Darcel, y'all that came in the beginning. Crystal, thank you so much. Tech Coach Ralph, as well as LinkedIn user, and Mitch. Sorry, LinkedIn user, I did not. Your
I
name did
know
not come on this side.
they
But
did you dirty this time.
yeah, they did you dirty like they did Tom. So hopefully, if you want to need to pop up, come on over to YouTube. The YouTube streets will reward you for your due diligence. Well, that's it for us. We had a great show today. Thank you so much for chiming in with us. Is there a topic that you want to cover? Let us know as well, and we will try our best to cover it for next week. But until next time, thank you for tuning in to Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see you in the next one, baby.